think you are?
I'm the Stinger, that's who I am! Man, Terry, I am not done! You want to wear a mask?
Don't do this.
You want to be a masquerade around here and put on a facade for everybody? Let me help you out, Terry. Let me just put the facade on for you, buddy. Come on, Terry, it's just you and me. What a legacy! You have only yourself to blame this time. You got a choice, Terry! Make the choice! Make the choice! Boo! Woo!
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to once again another episode of the Dark Match, where we recap the best of Impact Wrestling. I'm Ironbite Dash. With me is
DarkMatch's Mastodon of Monotone, Christopher says.
I'm the Revolver Man.
And I am your foxy friend Backlash, and I would like to inform you that I had a part of my body cut out just to avoid watching Slammiversary.
Congratulations.
That's dedication to avoiding.
Really? Oh.
And now it's time for everyone's most favoriteest, quickly becoming segment, What is Ultimate Warrior Tweeting?
This ought to be fun.
Man isn't wise by number of years lived. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Wisdom is my choice, and guts to make it. Warriors do.
Oh my god!
Am I the only one who thinks that Warriors Piss Twitter is limited to 120 characters?
I think he
God,
is.
yes.
Oh, I think he is. Oh.
No, it really saves me a lot of headaches. It just amuses me more when it's truncated, because he tries to sound even more deep, and it just ends up sounding either homoerotic or something else.
Oh wow, Warrior. Oh, I could do a whole dissertation on the insanity now that he's discovered Twitter.
Well, we'd all love to discuss the insanity of the Ultimate Warrior, but we're here to discuss the insanity that is Impact Wrestling.
No. I said this is the best of Impact Wrestling. There is no... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's an oxymoron.
Best of Impact Wrestling? Then bye, folks. This has been the Dark Match.
This is a whole of Impact Wrestling, unfortunately. Well, yeah.
Oh, I avoided Slammiversary by virtue of the fact that I had better things to do. Unfortunately, I couldn't have major surgery, but I think I did the next best thing.
Not watch it.
Not watch it, yeah, exactly. But you know what? I think TNA has set the bar way too low for themselves in terms of worst matches that they could come up with. What with, Victory Road being the craptastic piece of junk that it could be.
I thought the bar broke after Victory Road.
Yeah, I think they set it so low that someone just stepped on it and it snapped in half.
Well,
but
that's when we had to establish the TNA curve, remember, guys?
Oh, yeah. So, but be that as it may, this is the first show after Victory Road where we have a new champion. They actually, when they open Impact, they have to do, what happened on Sunday in case you didn't see it, like,
like everyone.
Like 90% of Impact's audience. And the amazing thing was, they highlighted the, Bully Ray almost losing to AJ Styles. And then immediately after he puts over AJ, he then says, I need to go get some booze and I need to go get some strippers. That's what's next.
Myself and Jack, get some strippers.
Yeah, whenever Bully Ray just starts talking lately, I just blah 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 blah. Don't care.
No, but I really.
You know what we want to hear about? Bully Ray getting drunk and lap jobs.
Yeah, because that's what when they say wrestling matters, that's what they really,
Yeah, because
really need.
strippers want to see people come in with a crimson mask into their place of employment.
And dripping Jack Daniels, because as we all know, alcohol disinfects wounds.
Maybe that's what he meant. He was going to cleanse himself or sanitize himself for the strippers' benefits.
Okay, well, then we get to see, what happened between Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle in their quote-unquote very last match.
And after they recap the match, Jeff Jarrett says, Kurt Angle may think it's over, but it ain't over.
Yes, despite the fact that I said it would be the last time. But hey, it happened more than 5 minutes ago, so by wrestling logic, never happened.
Well,
Or at least by TNA wrestling logic.
Yeah, there's that.
It gets better.
Yes, it gets better. We get to see what happened during the Sting Anderson match. And Anderson's like, yeah, man, that's so awesome. I beat him. I did what I said I was going to do. And then it goes to Sting saying, yeah, Anderson beat me with a blatant low blow. And they show this from a couple angles. And it's true.
And it's in front of Jackson James.
It's what they always do. They screw up, and then they say, like, oh, no, that's supposed to happen. That's an angle. So they've had to prematurely pull the trigger on Jackson James being a heel referee.
They've been really... their fingers been trembling on the trigger for quite a while. And, like I was telling you guys before, I think that they just have him there for their main events just so that they could play up something like that if they need to.
Yes,
I don't think he's heel.
He's a great cover. He's a great cover for when they fuck up.
I don't think he's heel. I just think he sucks as a referee. And if you can suck as a wrestling referee, you don't deserve to ever be near anything sports-related ever again.
Basically
like David Flair. If you want to talk about pro wrestling sons.
Let's
that.
not throw pro wrestling refs under the bus. They have to have some talent to do it.
Jimmy Corderas. Listen to the newest episode of Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana. Jimmy Corderas is on it.
Okay. Well, I'd like to say we've spent way too much time on this recap, but then I remember, that's 30% of the show. But anyways, we get to our first segment, and the ring is just decorated with pinball machines and portable basketball stuff and a keg and a whole catering table. And
no, stop right there.
Sorry.
It was not a full catering table. It had a bowl of Funyuns, a bowl of potato chips, and 2 platters of chicken and celery.
Well, sorry, kids, we're not easy.
Well, whatever the hell they had.
It was an awesome basement setup, but it wasn't a basement.
Yeah, it was, and this was Anderson's big asshole championship reception that nobody came to.
Oh, wait, did we have the championship 6 months ago? No, shut up, that didn't happen.
What didn't happen? I was just amazed that and you know what, I was talking with Duos Angel while watching this, and we came to a conclusion about the food. They just grabbed whatever was on the catering table that nobody was eating, i.e. Samoa Joe was in the locker room, and got it out to the ring to do this celebration, quote unquote.
However, I would like to report that Samoa Joe came out of the locker room, found the catering table raided, and proceeded to eat an official backstage.
Our hearts and prayers go out to the family of that unnamed official backstage member who dared to touch Samoa Joe's catering table.
Yeah. All that aside, Anderson basically comes out to say, I didn't invite anyone to this party. This is my party. I didn't invite any of the boys, none of the fans, or you, Adrian, sitting at home.
I see what you did there.
Oh,
yes, it's Ken Anderson promo Marco version A3, basically.
I don't give a shit. But anyways, what happens is Gunner comes out. Gunner.
I don't get this.
The new top, well, we don't know what his alignment is, but he's top.
You know what? I don't even care that they're pushing Gunner to feuding with Ken Anderson right now, because you know what? Gunner has never worked in WWE, WCW, or ECW, at least to my knowledge. He might have done indies, but as far as we know, so far, he is a completely homegrown TNA talent that they are trying to get over. They're doing a piss-poor job, but at least they're trying.
Which we should mention, earlier this week, the DarkMatch Twitter, we tweeted something to Mr. Eric Bischoff, and I would like to read that right now, because this is a completely, as admitted by the person who wrote it, offhand remark. This is in response to Eric Bischoff's tweet of some interesting new talent on the Impact show in the next couple of weeks. Rude looking good, Gunner emerging, some new X Division talent. We tweeted, @eBischoff, Gunner is getting a main event push, and AJ is losing to Brother Ray. Bang up booking there, Eric. Hashmark is 10% makes the difference. Eric Bischoff comes off with, @DarkMatch Wrestling, what's the matter? Don't want young guys to get a push? Want to see the same guys at the top all the time? You just called Bully Ray a young guy. Someone remind me how old Bully Ray is and how long he's been doing this?
Oh, he's around 21.
Please eat a dick.
Okay, I like the fact that they're pushing Gunner. I do. But at the same time, shouldn't it make a little bit of sense?
Wasn't Gunner's gimmick that he was a failure of a wrestler, so he had to become a security guard?
No, it was more like he was an aggressive security guard, so he became a wrestler.
No, I'm pretty sure Mick Foley said that they were Gunner and Murphy, back when they were a tag team, were failures of wrestlers, so they had to join the security team that patrols Impact to get into the ring.
It is just so, like I said, I don't mind the fact that they're pushing Gunner. But the fact that it comes right the fuck out of nowhere and makes very little sense just smells like this is something Eric Bischoff has put together.
Well,
in the past week.
To come to think of it, I don't even know if they're actually pushing him. I think that they're just going to have him do like a small program with Anderson, because it's predicated on the fact that he's like, hey, I softened up Sting for you. I'm pretty much the reason why you won the title. Now give me a shot. Give me throw me a bone.
Right.
And Anderson's like, fuck you. No one cares about you. You're not funny and nobody likes you, and you won't get a match.
And then, after this, Gunner takes exception to this and goes, look, I'm not looking for a love tap or a thank you note. Love tap? What the fuck? But
I don't know. I don't care.
You gotta love that Russo script writing.
and Anderson says, hold on, I need a beer. So he goes and gets himself a beer. There's a keg, but apparently he needed to take it from the pitcher.
Can I take this part?
Oh, please do. Please do, because I'm trying to figure.
Ken Anderson pours himself a beer. He takes a sip of the beer. He goes to offer it to Gunner, then takes it back, takes another sip, and then splashes the beer in Gunner's face.
Now,
Gunner goes down, grabbing his nose. When he comes back up, he has a huge goddamn gash down the side of his face.
I said it before, and I'll say it again, that beer was made of Bowie knives.
He bladed from a beer shot. He bladed from beer being thrown in his face.
Not the pitcher.
Why? Someone said to Gunner, this needs to be violent. You need to bleed somehow. And that was the best he could think up? That was the best these two guys could think up.
They could have Anderson could have smashed the picture over his head or something.
Oh, not the beer! All over my eyes!
I got a blade. But after that happens, Gunner proceeds to murder Anderson and throw him through the table with the 2 plates of chicken. Way to make your world champion look strong. There, TNA.
This gets worse before the night is over.
Yeah.
It immediately gets worse because they introduced what they're now planning for the long term. As 4 months later, Bound for Glory is going to be on, and they're starting a series for the World Championship where they have a point system.
Yeah,
They did do something similar like this last year with the rankings, did they? No.
However, we will talk about this in a little bit because
we'll talk about this shit now.
Because
you want to talk about it now?
We'll talk.
Okay, fine. You know what? We'll talk about this now.
All right, guys.
Explain it to us.
Guys, I got one question for you though. Who's gonna bet that TNA's gonna forget it before get Bound for Glory?
Oh, of course. I'll get into this, but here's what they pointed out.
On Central.
How it works is there are 12 guys who are competing in this, and here are those guys: AJ Styles, Rob Van Dam, Bully Ray, Gunner, James Storm, Matt Morgan, Crimson, The Pope, Robert Roode, Scott Steiner, Devon, and Samoa Joe. Those are the 12 guys. Basically, their matches from now until No Surrender are being tallied. If you win by submission, you get 10 points. A pinfall victory, 7 points. Countout victory, 5 points. DQ victory, 3 points. A draw is 2 points. And getting yourself disqualified, negative 10 points. Now, how it works is, anytime they have a match, any kind of match, singles match, tag match, cage match, handicap match, what the fuck ever match, you get points based on how you did. And this counts for Impact matches, Explosion matches, house show matches, and pay-per-view matches. And because house show matches count, they are just going to pull shit out of their ass.
Precisely.
And I can already tell you, folks, that they are pulling shit out of their ass. Because they had a house show in London, Ontario, Canada. Hold on, let me pull up the results real quick.
12%.
And at least you did say the Pope was a part of this, correct?
He is.
Matt Morgan defeated the Pope.
No, did they? When you have the results, did they actually list it as a Bound for Glory match?
They do not. However, this was
every match counts.
Every match counts.
Well, not necessarily, because they had some of the participants wrestle other matches, and yet, like Hernandez versus Devon, for instance, and they didn't announce it as a Bound for Glory series match. So,
well, I think the way this is happening,
their own rules in the same show they announced the rules.
Well,
hold on.
It's not that at all. They just
what it is.
Well, hold on. I'm thinking that
basically the lapse in logic is that they could have any house show match and then after the fact announce it as a Bound for Glory series match.
Right. And
they could differentiate on TV, but it won't be so. It'll be a little bit more blurry when not on TV.
Right. But here's the thing. I think it only counts if the 12 men are facing one another. If they're facing one another in a match, which means the Matt Morgan beating the Pope should count. I'm not sure if it does because it doesn't say. But you know what? We can get into more of this later on because we get Supermax Hernandez with Mexican America versus Devon. They're bringing an explosion storyline to the main show, everybody.
And they act like everybody watches Explosion.
I don't get Explosion.
Because Explosion isn't shown in the U.S.
It's internet.
Internet.
Even if it's online, nobody watches it because nobody watches Impact. Oh man, that episode of Impact was great. I'm going to watch Explosion.
All right, could we get into the first non-match because I'm
if we must.
very very interested about talking about this. It's Hernandez versus Devon.
Well, go ahead.
They're bringing up all the way from Explosion, and speaking of which, and basically like you could sum the match up like this: Hernandez has the advantage. Devon, like the Pope, comes in the midst of it and says hi to Devon's sons and his wife. Devon gets suspected by this. Hernandez rolls him up for a 2, and because they got a 2 count, everyone rushes in for a DQ. Apparently, Mexican America were pissed off that they got a 2 count.
Yeah, so we got to put the boots to it. I don't understand it. And then Devon's family, it's like, go in there, help him. He's like, hold on a second, I got to finish my candy bar. The kid's like, no. It throws it to the ground and then says, okay, fine, hold my jacket, hold my chain, hold my watch, here I go. And he gets in and he cleans house. But all that's left is the girls. And as we all know, in this day and age, man on woman violence is a big no-no. But as we'll see later, woman on man violence is okay. But Sarita goes to tackle the Pope, and he just moves out of the way, and she just murders Rosita. And
that was a comedy segment if they hadn't have taken it seriously.
And Devon gets
that was actually the only part of Impact I actually enjoyed. When the Pope sidestep.
And then Devon gets in the Pope's face like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I don't need your help.
How dare you rescue me?
How dare you save me from a beatdown? And he leaves the ring like, I'm so mad. And the Pope just walks out and he says, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Devon's kids, for telling me what to do. And then he smiles at Devon's wife.
I think what they're doing is they're setting up an angle because Devon's kids somehow got over in that feud he had with Bully Ray that the Pope is a bad influence on his kids.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're going
saving people from beatdowns. What an asshole.
I know. And speaking of assholes, here's Anderson and Eric Bischoff. I'm not sure who's the bigger one.
Oh, no, this is some more mind-boggling shit because Anderson's like, he's like, you better keep your gunner on a tight leash. And Bischoff is like, well, I had a chance. You had a chance to have my services by joining Immortal, but you fucking screwed me. So I'm gonna give you that match with Gunner. So now is Bischoff like this? Essentially, he's a face now.
I don't know, and I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, this whole feud they're doing between Gunner and Anderson, it's heel on heel. We have nobody to cheer for, so there's no reason to care. And by the way, I just noticed this watching the segment. Eric Bischoff looks like shit.
Well,
he really does.
I think Eric Bischoff is just all the stress of actually trying to salvage this company, which, by the way, there's no fucking way he can, is just getting to the old silver-haired fox. And I just don't think he's got I don't think he's got that same magic. You know?
Well, it's debatable whether he had the magic to begin with, but
we're moving on, because now we get to see Kurt Angle carting around his kids.
Which will not have any consequence later.
So
didn't he lose custody of his
That's
children?
what I thought.
I was about to ask, did that match have custody rights included in it somewhere?
I thought it did. Well,
again, it happened more than 5 minutes ago, so we can just forget about it. Moving on.
So, Kurt Angle comes out to
Oh my god, this is going to be fun.
And he says, I'm the new number one contender because, I want to be the best of the world. And you know what? After 8 crazy months, my God, this feud has been lasting 8 frickin' months.
Second only to the concussion angle of Eric Young in length in TNA.
He said, and then he takes us back to the past, to 1996, where, as everybody knows, he won a gold medal for the United States of America, which, just for some bizarre reason, starts a USA chant. With a broken frickin' neck. And then he fast then he fast forwards to now, 2011. When I heard him say that, I said, no, fast forward to WrestleMania 19 when you got beaten by Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship after Brock Lesnar nearly killed himself. That was a better match.
Kurt was a much better match. I don't.
You know what? If Kurt Angle wants to try out for the Olympics, just let him. He's not going to make it.
You spoiled it.
Yes, I haven't even gotten to that.
Oh, God, I wasn't paying attention.
No,
we knew about this. Like I was feeling it on the Slammiversary.
Yeah, it's not news that he's been wanting to try out for the 2012 Olympics. He's not going to make it.
Once again, someone needs to inform you of this. They don't let you wrestle if you're fucked up on painkillers.
Just FYI there, Kurt. But before Kurt can say anything more about this stupid decision, out comes Jeff Jarrett with the most annoying music in TNA.
Oh my God!
It's basically like the right to censor music set to a
beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God! Just shut up. Jeff Jarrett comes down, gets in Kurt Angle's face, goes, "You thought this ain't over until the founder says it's over. You had a match. It was billed as your last match. You had to have signed contracts for this to be your last match. Okay? It's over. It's done. Okay? No, it's not over." Oh God.
Man. The heels or the budding heels in TNA really kind of make me angry because they do a thing where if someone loses a match, then they just ask for another one. I mean, yeah, Christian, but fuck.
So, Jeff Jarrett basically says that you're going to be this started with a handshake in a parking lot in Pittsburgh, and tonight it's going to end in a parking lot in Orlando, Florida.
Presumably without a handshake.
I am so done with this angle.
No, yeah.
Their first matches were decent. And it got old fast.
And then Jarrett says, "I will do anything. I will do anything because TNA ain't big enough for the both of us. So I'll do anything. I will leave the country. I will move to Mexico for one last shot against you."
Jumping pisses me off. And if you know what I used to say in that older company.
Here's the thing that kills me. Kurt Angle then starts talking about Jeff Jarrett's ancestors.
What?
Jarrett. That's the only one I could think of.
Jarrett's ancestors were a bunch of inbred hicks. Why are you bringing them up?
Oh, Jerry.
Apparently, they must
down to his son's level.
They must have been the champions of the Appalachian Wrestling Federation in like 1778 or something.
His father, Jerry Jarrett, started up TNA, and then I think he kind of passed the reins to his son.
He started TNA because Jeff Jarrett wanted to be a star somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. That's essentially the reason.
The amazing thing is that Duos and I came to the conclusion that Kurt Angle must think he's in Japan or something to bring up ancestors. That's exactly what he said. He said, "What would your ancestors think?" Bitch, his ancestors could barely speak English. The fact that Jeff Jarrett can cut a semi-respectable, we'll ballpark it, in decent land promo is a testament to his mother's side of the family. Ancestors, Jesus Christ. But he does bring up a point. He can't trust Jeff Jarrett's word. Nobody can.
No shit.
I was kind of regretting it. I wish Jeff Jarrett had challenged Kurt Angle to a match in front of a bunch of people playing postmodern music, but that didn't work out. He challenged him to a parking lot brawl, which is starting to reek of WCW.
Just a bit, and
that's actually all I could think about when they did.
I mean, WWF has done it once or twice.
And you know what? The parking lot matches that the WWE have put on were actually pretty damn good. we'll get on to what this is, because Angle basically says, go get me a legal document. Go get me a legal binding contract, and then I'll see your little pussy ass in the parking lot. What the fuck? Oh, and then so once we come back from commercial, because, wrestling matters, we get the rundown of the Bound for Glory series, which will start with RVD versus Samoa Joe. And after this fact, we have already covered it. But in case you missed it,
no, we're not covering this.
We don't need to go over it again. Let's move on to something positive. Eric Young, who is
that's what I was about to say.
Morgan. Eric Young is backstage with Matt Morgan, offering him a shot at the TV title. And Morgan says, "Oh, I'm flattered, but I got to think about the Bound for Glory series."
He's like, "I'm flattered, but I want to wrestle matches that actually matter to me and everyone."
Do you guys know why Eric Young challenged Matt Morgan to a match?
Because he was on the American Gladiators.
As Beast. Because apparently there's a manual that came with the television title that states that you can only defend the title against television stars.
Despite the fact that the title has changed hands on pay-per-view.
Morgan's basically, and the reason why I like this promo the most was because it was the battle of the raspy voices, big and little.
Yeah, actually, after this promo, am I the only one who kind of wants to see these two guys tag team?
It would be awesome. But Morgan basically outlines what we just saw. I don't know why. And he says, wait, there's a producer here who used to be on TV back in the day. Let me go find him, and you know what? You can face him. And Eric Young goes, okay, yeah, that'd be awesome. Awesome.
No, actually,
yeah.
First we have to point out that he actually made me shiver at first because he says, Vince Russo was on Happy Days?
Was he really?
No, he's talking about Jason Harvey, but...
No, I was talking, was Vince Russo really on Harvey Days? Happy Days?
No. It's Eric Young being funny, goddammit.
Okay.
It would not be Happy Days if Vince Russo was on that show.
Hey, guys, we get a commercial, and when we come back, we get some good wrestling.
Holy shit. With the return of a few people, honestly.
Yep.
Yes, Kid Cash versus Jimmy Rave versus Austin Aries.
Yes, Austin Aries with his very particular facial hair. I don't know why that scares the fuck out of me. I've never been phobic of facial hair, but this guy.
In case you guys were not aware of, and this should be, interesting, but a couple of years ago, these three guys were major players in the X Division. This was back when TNA was good. Kid Cash left and was picked up by the WWE, was all set to get a big, huge push, and then they asked him to cut his hair. He said, fuck you, and left. Comes out tonight with short hair.
Oh, funny thing, he definitely had that during the ECW reunion, so he basically said, fuck you, left, and then cut it.
Wait, hold it. We might have to correct this. One of our producers is saying that's not the story.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but that's not the story. He actually was in the WWE with short hair for a while. He tag teamed with Jamie Noble. They were like a weird Pit Bulls tag team kind of thing. They were mainly on Velocity, but yeah, he cut his hair before that.
Oh, those were the Pit Bulls?
Oh,
yeah,
really?
in WWE they were the Pit Bulls.
Thank you, Leaf. That was just the story.
I am a bastion of useless wrestling knowledge. You can continue.
Okay.
Well, while we can't bitch about Kid Cash's hair, can we bitch about the stupid fucking tattoos he had?
I was just amazed at the full sleeves that Kid Cash decided to spout.
Undertaker-esque.
They really were. It was just looking at them, it's like, dude, no. Just he has two full sleeves on going from his both shoulders. I think they meet at the middle of his back, going almost all the way down. Jimmy Rave, I've come to the conclusion he's very exciting to watch, but is a retard. And in case you guys didn't know, Christy Hemme decided to play, if you guys remember, she managed Jimmy Rave in the Rock and Rave Connection.
Infection.
And no, Christy, don't remind us of that.
The one gimmicks that makes me want to wash my hands.
Yeah, seriously.
They pretty much said, his move is called gonorrhea. It's basically rock stars who will sleep with groupies and give them STD. Yeah.
No, just no. And out comes Austin Aries. And the video before each of these guys show up, and I'm hoping this continues, they showed video packages of what these guys used to do. And, just reminding us, this is what it used to be, guys. Miss it? I sure do. This match is a 3-way for an X Division tournament to get a
3-ways.
Slot. Yes,
had to be said.
Yes, I know. For a slot in the Destination X pay-per-view, which will be all X Division. This is a way of Eric Bischoff going to the TNA backers and going, look, we gave the people what they want, an entire X Division pay-per-view, and it didn't sell. Let us axe the division. No, you bungling retard. No, that's not how it works.
Can we actually talk about the match and how?
Oh, we have to, because this match made me pine for the days of yore.
Why? It was decent.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was decent for people who haven't been in the company in years and want to do something good for the crowd.
In terms of TNA, it was amazing. Austin Aries, I have to agree with Taz, has springs in place of joints.
Yeah, he was. That's pretty much his work.
Poor Jimmy Rave, though. In the beginning of the match, they sent Austin Aries to the floor, and then Kid Cash and Jimmy Rave decide to trade off spots. Deep arm drag, sweep of the legs, pin attempt.
Oh boy!
And they both do this.
Jimmy Rave hits a really pretty sick STO on the apron though.
Oh yes, but that was later on. And then Austin Aries pulls Kid Cash out, slams him against the apron, and then slaps his ear. Just boxes his ears.
Oh yeah, that
had to hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Then it was like I said. It was an amazing match by TNA standards. It was decent by the standards that these three guys can do, but it was still something
fresh,
pretty good.
Unexpected on TNA.
Yes, it was very unexpected on TNA. It was kind of marred though because they had 3 back to back instant replays, and here's what they are: Austin Aries doing the heat-seeking missile, just a suicide dive on Cash and Rave.
Well, it's between the second and third ropes, so
right,
it's distinct.
And then Rave hitting that sick STO on Aries on the apron, and then Kid Cash doing a twisting somersault plancha. All 3 of these immediately following that were then followed up by replays, just in case you missed it, just in case you blinked.
That's I guess their way of saying, oh, look how amazing the X Division is.
The match ends with Jimmy Rave hits Cash with the move heard round the world. What does he call that thing? The his finisher. Oh, the move that rocks the world. No, that was Aries. Aries runs in, boots Rave to the face, and then, hits him with the Brainbuster! I apologize.
Hopefully there's Jericho fans listening to our podcast.
Well, I'm trying to gain some. And then Aries is in Destination X. So we cut to the back where Velvet Sky and Tessmacher are walking to the ring. And apparently playing grab ass.
Yeah.
What more can I say? What more can I fucking say about that? I can't say anything more. We then move on to a TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship. By the way, in the little, hyping up of the match, doesn't Miss Tessmacher in black and white look awfully lot like Tara?
A little bit.
No.
Maybe.
It's just in the
No.
like I said, it's just the it's just what I noticed. So yeah. So we get the match to start, but we have Mexican America getting thrown to the back by Earl Hebner. You don't fuck with Earl Hebner. Ever. You don't ever fuck
he'll sick his twin brother on you.
And then you'll not know which one is Earl Hebner and which one's Dave.
Exactly.
But the match was pretty good, actually. I'll admit.
No, it was. They worked pretty damn well together.
The weak point of this match, I hate to say, was Velvet Sky.
I don't hate to say that. She's usually the weak point of most of her matches. Better than Angelina.
Velvet at least tries. She's trying.
Yeah. Rosita?
Yes.
She didn't really do much, but...
Tessmacher, on the other hand, wow. If you want to see a strong point, not her clothing choice, fishnet stockings with that, I don't know what the hell it was, color-wise.
She was hitting pretty textbook moves, like, fairly smoothly for Brooke Adams. Like, she seems to have improved. She had a very, very nice arm drag, good flapjack.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. And to make a comment about Velvet Sky and Tessmacher as like a tag team, they actually gel pretty well together. They did a clever spin on the entrance where Tessmacher throws her jacket at the camera, and then Velvet Sky is like, wait, picks the jacket up and does the ash point. Which, however you feel about that entrance, nonetheless, it was a
yes,
nice
it was a pretty good, yes.
Does
pigeons.
anyone think that this might be the start of Beautiful People 3.0?
Oh,
wait, no. I thought we were on 7.0.
I don't know. I mean, first it was Angelina Love, then it was Madison Rayne, then Lacey Von Erich.
Yeah.
Then Angelina Love again.
Yeah.
I've lost count.
I forgot to mention that while they were entering, Taz said, "Oh, the pigeon coop, it's opening," and he started making these flapping sounds with the mic somehow. I forgot what it was.
That's just gross.
I used to think that Taz was a good commentator. Then he went to TNA and devolved into a 12-year-old.
Maybe he needs Vince McMahon screaming at his ear. I don't know. Like we said, it was a decent match. Velvet Sky was the weak link, but really, it was only because of the fact that it's Velvet Sky. At the end, though, we have a very weird spot when ODB comes walking through the crowd very slowly. Although it's not really slowly, it was like the crowd didn't realize ODB was there.
The problem is that ODB looks like most of the people in the Impact zone.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is the issue. I have something very sad to report. Hayley Williams was not in her usual position.
Oh.
She was shuffled off to the side. God damn it, I was so sad.
Well, she was still there and they shot her, so. Yes,
so she was still there. So yeah, but she was not in her usual position. But Sarita, Velvet, when she notices ODB, I don't know how, because like we said before, she looks like everybody else in the Impact Zone. They're about to hit Rosita with a double team move, but Velvet's like, hold on a second, I gotta go handle ODB. And this allows Sarita to hit Tessmacher with a spinebuster, followed by a very nice somersault senton. And as the pin is being counted, Velvet turns around, stares at the action, and like goes, wait, what am I supposed to do now? And as it's winners and still knockout tag champs, Rosita and Sarita.
And awkward spot is awkward.
Yeah, and now Tessmacher's pissed at her and ruining the seeds of what could be a good chemistry tag team.
But ODB decides to keep talking. He keeps trash talking Velvet from the crowd, and out of nowhere comes Jacqueline.
Okay, I don't mind that Jackie is back in TNA because God knows the Knockouts division needs something more going for it, but why is she getting involved in this feud? Of all things.
I don't even know why Velvet is being targeted by ODB in the first place. But Jacqueline and ODB just beat the holy hell out of Velvet. And out comes security. And they proceed to get the holy hell beaten out of them. This whole thing, and throughout it, both of them are screaming at Velvet that she's a whore. What? I just don't get it. Finally, they managed to separate all three ladies, but I don't know where this feud is going. But we get to my favorite portion of the night.
Oh, wow.
Oh God. First, we have to get Jeff Jarrett signing the legal documents out of the way, and Hogan going, Mexico, you are too much, brother. Jarrett leaves, and we focus on Hulk Hogan, and then Sting suddenly appears. Sans makeup.
Hulk Hogan, come on now!
Sting, Hogan is like, I was just about to find you, brother. Listen, your match with Anderson, it's good to go. July 14th. I'm going to honor your contract. And Sting's like, wow. That's great, Hogan. Is this the real Hulk Hogan? Hogan's like, yeah, it's the real Hulk Hogan, brother. And then they go to their past in WCW. And how Sting wanted to follow in Hogan's footsteps. And, it's like, and then Hogan, Sting keeps, lecturing him, and then Sting says, is this the type of legacy you want to leave to Brooke and Nick? And Hogan just goes, who the hell do you think you are, brother? And Sting goes, I'm the Stinger, that's who I am. I'm the Stinger, and I'm not done yet.
You want to masquerade in front of everyone, Hogan? You want to put on a facade? Here's your mask. Here's your masquerade.
Sting fucking lost his mind.
Yeah,
and he grabs his face paint that was in Hogan's office for God knows why, and just starts painting him off camera. Our old friend Mr. Doorframe hiding it.
Well, I had my suspicions that face paint was a plant. But
and this was just bad shit. Insanity, and I'm watching it, and I'm laughing.
Yeah, I'm laughing. The Disturbed big Sting.
And the greatest thing is that after Sting finally leaves, we see Hogan with his face covered in paint, and he has a look on his face, and he has no idea what just happened. He looks like he's trying not to laugh. It's just like, is that part of the show? Is the camera still rolling?
But yeah, talk about what you compare it to, like what Sting's outburst, because this, like, we can't even. We'll put it at the beginning of the episode, like, we just hope to show you guys.
But the look on Hogan's face looked like he was asking, "Did I just get raped, brother?" But we go to commercial. We come back. And we have to have a replay of Sting.
Yeah, just a dramatic recap.
And you know what? It was even better the second time.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
We then run into ODB and Jacqueline backstage.
We have to go down the list of what we'll compare Sting's outburst to.
Okay.
Someone start, because I got.
You know what? It was like a cross between Jack Nicholson. You know what? It was like Robert De Niro and the Joker.
I say Al Pacino, but basically, like, have you guys ever had the game WCW Nitro for the PS1?
No.
Well,
I had it for N64.
Well, basically, on the character select screen, you'd press a button and they'd have this, like, pre-tape promo that would show. And Sting was put in the game basically right as, like, his Crow gimmick was starting. So the face paint was kind of wrong. He looked a little bit more like a mime. He didn't have a tank top. He was just just had was top, and he basically in his promo he's just shouts, "You think you're ready for a fatal encounter?" And that's basically what it was. Just this really disturbing and funny shouting.
It really was. Anybody else got anything to compare it to?
I don't have anything to compare it to, but it's the first time in the longest time that I felt sorry for Hulk Hogan.
You know, even though Hogan's back is basically a piece of metal right now, he could probably fought Sting off.
I'll be back, brother. I guess.
So we go to the back, and we have ODB and Jacqueline talking backstage about how they're here to clean up the Knockouts division. And, you know, for some reason, Velvet comes out and attacks ODB. And
because this segment didn't go on for an uncomfortably long time already.
And she gets pulled off by Jacqueline, and they start beating her. And for some reason, ODB goes into uncomfortable zone.
Oh, you mean she just goes on top of her like she always?
She gets on top of Velvet, starts choking her, and starts feeling her up, and asking her.
No, like she did that in the last 2 weeks, and there was even more. She started dry humping her basically.
Yes, and she's been raping Angelina.
Basically, there were a lot of thrusts involved. But listening to ODB talk be a heel and talk like this, oh God, never thought I'd have to hear the voice akin to Sandman's wife. Come on, Reagan!
The amazing thing is, she said, "Oh, you think shaking your ass on the second rope gets you a push, you whore? You whore, let me treat you like a whore, whore!" ODB has been on this kick of just calling Velvet Sky a whore. I don't know why.
It's because she secretly wants to screw the crap out of her.
Obviously, because just the fact she rips up Velvet Sky's shirt to reveal the pink bra underneath, and it's just uncomfortable. It's not. It's just something I don't want to watch. And
Russo, ladies and gentlemen.
Basically,
Speaking
of Russo, let's go to the back with Austin Aries talking to Jason Harvey.
He has a promo interrupted. He's like, "Well, it's great that wrestling matters because I'm here now, and Austin, I gotta have my match with the cameraman."
Wait, what? Jason, I know you were on. Look, I know you're on the Wonder Days, but come on, we gotta do this. You and me, television title. Let's go. And he super kicks. Harvey.
That's pretty fucking.
In all honesty, Jason Harvey deserves it.
Yeah, he super kicks, covers him. He goes, "Come on, Austin, count it, brother. Come on,
put on your ref vest. Count to 3.
Put on your ref vest. Come on." And Austin just goes, "Let me go with this. 1, 2, 3. Eric Young successfully defends the television title on television, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what the best part is? Afterwards, he's celebrating it, and he says to the camera, "Scott Baio, you're next."
You punk.
Eric Young versus Scott Baio. Somebody make it happen.
I think Eric Young is hunting down all of Bischoff's projects.
I've said it before. Eric Young knows exactly what the fuck he is doing in this company.
These guys are so safe. He's going to work his way to the heavyweight championship.
You know what, guys? Well, he already has it. It's around his waist as part of his armor. But just so you guys know, as I said to Duos Angel, there are 2 worlds going on right now in TNA land. One is the world of TNA. The other is the world of Eric Young. Guess which world I want to live in?
Yeah, I want to live on planet Eric Young.
So we go to commercial and we come back with the first BFG series match, folks. Rob Van Dam versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is actually looking pretty good. He's not as fat. I was amazed.
Still, this match, I mean, it was all right, but
it was decent.
Yeah,
but
there were
there were a couple of good spots in this match.
They were pretty much working off each other's usual stuff, like RVD goes for the monkey flip and Joe won't take that.
Yeah, the best part though, RVD goes for the his variation on the Whisper of the Wind, which is just a moonsault, Joe walks away from it with this look on his face like, I ain't taking that shit.
Joe just stopped selling in the middle of the match like, no, I'm done for a minute. Hang on. I'm going to walk over here and stand in front of the camera with the look on my face that I just don't give a shit anymore.
And RVD, bless his heart, just takes it in stride. And a lot of this match was Joe basically doing shit Joe's way. When Joe explodes in these like bursts of speed and strength, it's like, holy fuck, when did he get back in shape?
Well, not so much back in shape, when did he start caring again? It
was like, oh, I gotta, you know what, I care.
He does look a little worse, but I think it more has to do with like him just genuinely not really giving it his all.
I do think, though, he is gearing up for Destination X, because there are rumors going around that they're going to redo AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe.
Yes!
And I would really like to see that.
Wouldn't mind.
I'd like to see some fresh ideas from TNA, please. Not rehashes, even if they're good rehashes.
Well, if it's a one-time thing, then I'm cool with it. Like, if they're building it around just like a sort of old-style revival, X Division revival, so like, hey...
Amazingly, one of the better spots is RVD takes down Joe, and he wants to set him up for Rolling Thunder, but Joe's not in quite the best position. So RVD hits a sliding drop kick to get his ass in position. And hits Rolling Thunder and goes for the pin. Joe kicks out.
I actually do want to mention one blown spot I noticed, and it is the finish of the match.
Okay.
It's always finish.
Yeah, basically, Joe is setting RVD up for the Muscle Buster, and right off the top of my head, I knew he's not getting that, because you can see, because with a move like that, your legs have to be outside the ring, and Taz was even dumb enough to point this out. Your average viewer isn't going to notice that, so basically, it was like, well, I don't think he's going to be able to get him up because his legs are still inside the ring.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Taz, for pointing out the finish right there. But, of course, your average TNA fan, dumber than a box of rocks, probably not going to see that. RVD fights off Joe from the top, hits the 5-star, and 1, 2, 3. RVD is the points leader right now.
Well, unless you count Matt Morgan, which I don't think they will.
He's got 7 points.
So RVD, in case you're playing at home, right now has 7 points. But we have to cut back to the earlier, where we get to see someone injecting something into Gunner's eyebrow. I did not need to see that ever.
Again, I ask, what happened to him that was so bad that he needed emergency stitches back
then? Goddamn beer was made of scimitars.
It was made of diamonds. Anderson was drinking diamonds.
Well, maybe it was just American macro breweries.
Yeah, you know what? I mean,
made of rapiers.
So we come out. We have Anderson come out first, we have Gunner come out first. And Christy Hemme announces that Gunner is being accompanied by Eric Bischoff. If accompany means Eric Bischoff gives him a 5-word pep talk on top of the stage and then walks away. So that's not accompany. That's not accompanying someone.
Is this what's left of Immortal? I'm still curious about this Immortal thing. Is Immortal gone?
No, Immortal's still around.
Know.
It's just
they're all doing their own thing. Same thing with Fortune.
Yeah.
They're still there, but they're not there.
Yeah, they're not supporting one another. So Gunner, out comes Anderson, sans TNA title.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Ken Anderson comes out and I'm like, Ken, I think you're missing something. Oh yeah, it's just the world title, you idiot.
And you know what? I got to cut back to the beginning of the show for just a second. But Anderson said it's going to be hell taking this thing through security, but I don't care.
How?
Gee, really?
It's a big hunk of metal. Like, what exactly is the problem?
I don't know. TSA guys will recognize that's not a weapon, hopefully. Don't know.
Well, it is
cheap to implement. How could it be a fucking...
Well, I have seen people use weapons, those things as weapons. So Gunner and Anderson have a match.
A match.
And I'm going to say this. For most of this match, it's Anderson dominating. All right?
Yeah, so much so that he even not only hits the Green Bay plunge, which very rare spot for him, but also does the Kenton bomb. He misses with that.
Right. He tried the Kenton bomb. He busts out. He's trying. He busts out. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of amazing. Here's the finish. Anderson has Gunner basically by the short hairs. Gunner is one mic check away from losing. And he reaches up to the sky and calls for the mic. And the mic gods answer him. And he says, and I quote, "Whether you like it or not, still the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Anderson."
It's also worth pointing out that his register is getting lower
and
lower.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Anderson.
I am just waiting for the day his voice disappears.
He gets it. He says the second Anderson in Gunner's face, and Gunner just goes, "Oh, that's my cue." Boom. F5. 1, 2, 3.
First of all, I'm curious why Anderson would say still world champion, considering this wasn't a title match.
And number 2, no! There is no fucking reason. Anderson, for the past 2-3 months, has been operating under the label of, I'm a serious goddamn competitor. I want my shot, and once I do, I'm going to be the best world champion ever. Why would he call for the goddamn mic in the middle of a competitive match?
It's his version of RVD's pointing at himself, only much worse. Much more drawn out.
And this brings Eric Bischoff back down to the ring to salute Gunner and laugh in Anderson's face. I don't get that. There was no fucking reason for that spot. Oh, it was just...
My brain hurts.
Well, your brain's about to get a little bit of a...
yes.
Because we have a Steiner promo.
Oh, Scott Steiner. And he's talking about his upcoming match with Bully Ray. And if you didn't see it, let me set the stage for you. Bully Ray! He's a big guy. He's a big fat guy. I ain't no fat guy. Look at this. I don't play guitar. I just hurt people. That's what I do.
I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
Now Steiner's a face, I guess. Like, the Bound for Glory tournament, like, really fucks up kayfabe quite a bit.
Well, what happened with his shit with freaking Morgan? Was that settled anywhere?
No. I mean, you'd think the best way for them to continue the feud would be to have their match as in the tournament, but fuck, I'd be thinking if that, or they'd be thinking if
You're not allowed to think in TNA. Russo gets jealous when people can do things that he can't.
And he's talking about how he doesn't have any cheeseburgers or donuts, and
I don't have cheeseburgers. I don't have any donuts. I just hurt people.
Now, we've all heard that Bully Ray, his motivation for wrestling is booze and women, right? We have heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
In the world of Scott Steiner, so apparently there's many worlds in TNA. In the world of Scott Steiner, Bully Ray likes to eat.
No. You see, Steiner's just looking at this objectively. Every time he sees Bully Ray, he gets fatter, so Steiner's just connecting the dots.
Scott Steiner, just is nuts. But we have to have Bully Ray with a promo of himself.
Yes, he completely sucks the energy, but like, hey, Scott Steiner, remember that big scar you got on the back of your neck? That was me.
Fair
Wait,
point.
when was
My
this?
horrible Brooklyn accent. I apologize.
Yeah, why didn't I imitate this?
It was 2 years ago, apparently.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, TNA, I hate it when you reference shit like that you have long since forgotten, and suddenly, this is suddenly an issue.
Well, plus it makes Bully Ray look like he's making sense anyway, so.
Bully Ray says he's going to go through the tournament. It's a tournament now? I thought it was just
I'm getting some strippers.
Because my motivation is strippers. He's going to go through the tournament undefeated and be the next TNA World Champ.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Whatever. Now we go to the true main event.
You know what I like about this tournament, though?
Oh, go ahead.
Matt Hardy's not in
it.
Wow.
Matt Hardy's going to win it somehow.
Yeah. So here we go. Parking lot brawl, folks.
This brawl, it was a 5-minute guys rolling around a parking lot. It felt like a 3-hour ordeal.
You know, it's very foolish to put what is basically the biggest blood feud in TNA in a place where Kurt Angle or Jeff Jarrett could easily just curb stomp each other, but all they do is just roll around and forearm slap each other. It kind of defeats that viciousness they're trying to go for.
However, Jarrett does bleed. I think he was busted open the hard way. Kurt Angle, for some reason, tries to lock in a cross arm breaker.
It was quite disgusting. The bleed was seeping through the creases of his forehead.
It was. Eventually, Jarrett, slams Kurt Angle into a car while screaming, "I'll never leave TNA! I founded this motherfucker! Now get out of my life, Angle!"
Yeah.
And he said, hey, crawls over to the piece of paper and goes, "Screw you, Angle, you're gone." And as he's walking away, we hear Bully Ray. Bully Ray never needs a mic, by the way. Going, yeah, boy. That's awesome, Jarrett. Remember the neighborhood. Yeah, the mean neighborhood of Nashville, Tennessee. Kurt Angle gets up and goes, "Oh, it ain't over, Jarrett. Get your ass back over here." Jarrett charges in and gets slammed onto the concrete. And just to prove that this isn't a real brawl, Angle decides to angle slam Jarrett onto a car. And then Angle starts to choke Jarrett out.
With his shirt.
And screams, "Say adios, Jarrett! Say adios!" And Jarrett finally does. Keep in mind, folks, that there was a bunch of wrestlers surrounding the ring, including Austin Aries, and including Eric Young in ring gear, and with both of his belts.
Of course. He's never without him.
One more belt and he becomes invincible.
This is true. Gotta give, TNA pulled the trigger.
They just gotta make him Ultimo Dragon, that's all.
Give him the Black Lagoon belt, and that's what we'll get Mecca Eric Young.
Just give him a dozen more belts and he'll be Ultimo Young.
Amazingly, as after Jarrett says this, Ray goes, he didn't say anything. I didn't hear him say anything. Pope goes, "Oh, he said something." And then as an Angle walks away, as what's left of Immortal is checking on Jarrett, and Jarrett rolls over and says, "Adios, TNA."
Adios. I don't buy it. Bullshit.
Well, not.
I don't buy it at all.
We could get our hopes up, can't we?
No. Jarrett's going to move to the Mexican embassy, which is somehow in Orlando.
See, I told you, I moved to Mexico. Say, I'm living in the Mexican consulate. What? I don't know.
Every day there's Mexican
impact.
Swag up.
There's always Mexican
The
diplomats.
long and short of it, it had its highs, and then it just stayed low. That's basically all I can say about it.
I'm just getting word that all the references to Mexico are the whole thing about TNA's invasion angle with CMLL's Triple Mania.
Oh, good. They're ruining other promotions.
Yeah, they have to do that. Oh, lordy. I accidentally
Ventress is like, well, I've done everything I can with TNA. Who else can I fuck up?
So, like I said, that was TNA. With its highs and its lows, and its very, very lows, and its shit doesn't make sense, but it's awesome because it's Eric Young.
But yeah, to end off, we'll do once again our favorite segment, what gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
And I have perfect... you want to start off? Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to cheat. I'm the Stinger! Got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Okay, I'll give you that one. The leftover fried chicken from the TNA catering table gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Fried chicken where?
No, we've stopped being a stereotype.
There was no watermelon.
Okay.
Well, okay. Ken Anderson.
Iron Bite.
God damn it, guys, let me talk.
Okay.
Ken Anderson's Apocalypse beer gets more screen time than Lethal.
Made of sabers.
All right, and I'll finish this off with saying Jason Harvey doing the job to Eric Young gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Folks, once again, I am Iron Bite.
I'm Christopher Says.
I'm the Revolver Man.
And I am Backlash, and we will see you next week. And remember, I'm the Stinger!
Good night. And good luck. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.